But don't forget, you can watch us too. We are on your computer, your mobile device. Just head on over to SuperTalk TV, and you've heard us gearing up for the 12th annual Palmer Home for Children Radiothon is right around the corner. It's not this Thursday, but it's going to be next Thursday, July the 11th. And joining us is President and CEO of Palmer Home for Children, Drake Bassett. Hey, Drake.
Hey, Rebecca. How are you doing?
Gosh, it feels like we were just there, and this year has just sort of flown by, and it does that every year. You just kind of wonder, where does the time go? And then we're right back talking about the great day for the Radiothon. How does it feel there? Does it feel like it went by in a flash?
Yeah, it certainly did. And, a lot of things happen. And in some ways, no matter what you do, because we work with children, we sort of feel like we're on the school year calendar. We work every day of the year, of course, but the reality is when kids get out for summer, it makes you realize, wow, that school year went quick, just like it used to. So we're really happy to be into summertime and glad to see our kids enjoying, a break from the day-to-day of school. They're swimming, they're involved with sports. So it's a nice time of year. It is a little hot, but apart from that, we're all doing great.
Well, that's good to hear, and it's always hot around the Radiothon, but that just means that it's that time of year, and we can stay indoors and hear about all the good things happening at Palmer Home for Children. And, sometimes we take it for granted, Drake, that we've been doing this now for 12 years here at SuperTalk. We just assume everybody knows about the good work that you guys are doing, but there's a chance that somebody's listening to good things for the first time today, hadn't ever heard of the Radiothon, maybe hadn't really heard of Palmer Home for Children. So when you come across someone who may be new to what you guys do, how do you kind of explain it? Because, man, it takes us all day. It takes us 12 hours to really wrap up the whole story of all the good stuff going on there. But how do you kind of describe y'all's day-to-day work there?
Well, I think, having been here for a number of years, your answer to that question, gets simpler. The situations are sometimes harder, maybe, than they've ever been in some cases. But our answer is really simple. We know that from time to time, families struggle, and when they struggle, often it's children who are out of control. They can't control or change their circumstance. They can't shape or even make the decisions that parents or guardians make, and so they're sort of left helpless to the circumstances. And we also know that families are trying to stay together. All of that to say that when that goes down, there is often a time and a place and a need for somewhere to provide a safe harbor, a safe landing for a brother, a sister, or maybe 3 or 4 siblings coming off of a tough situation. And they need a place where they can come and they can live and be safe, go to school, and continue childhood. Just because all this is happening doesn't mean that they're not still 6 years old, or 8 years old, or 12 years old. That's their childhood. And we want to make it as positive as possible under the circumstances. And Palmer Home has been doing that now, coming up on 130 years, where providing a home for children in need is exactly, the heart of who we are. And there are a lot of other aspects, as you say, to the work that we do. But at our core, we want to be here when the phone rings and somebody says, we really need your help to care for kids.
And that can happen 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days. Drake, you mentioned it's summer. The kids may be getting a break from, school and the traditional, but you guys are always on standby. Do you really have like a group always on standby, 24-hour phone access or whatever in case of a call comes? How does that work?
Yeah, we really do. And you're absolutely right. I mean, just last week, we welcomed several siblings together. And this was their first time to be at Palmer Home, of course. But if you think about their situation, they're coming from the world that they know, however difficult that might have been. They're coming from people that they know, however challenging that might have been. They are coming to what we think of as a beautiful campus and a very restful place, but it's all brand new. Well, the team that helped them find their way to us is the team that's on call all the time. So if a family calls and reaches out and says, we need your help, sometimes we partner with the state of Mississippi, CPS, or even Department of Health, or Sometimes the school system will call and say, we have a situation. Would you be willing to help us? Well, that's not an 8 to 5 kind of urgency. That's a 24/7. And so we're glad that people can reach out to us, and we are prepared to be as responsive as possible and to get there and to let them know what options are. Most of the time it's us. It can be us. Other times there are greater needs. And because of the awareness that comes by way of, Radiothon and our relationship with SuperTalk, it's nice that there are other organizations out there that we've partnered with simply because we're all in this together. And so if it's not the place is not us at that moment, like it just doesn't make the best sense. We're so grateful for people who are out there who care about children, and we'll partner with them. So we're here to help families. We're here to help children, and really, really grateful that we've been able to do it, and really grateful that SuperTalk and the Radiothon has spread the message. I think every year we've been doing this, we get that phone call from someone that didn't know about us, but they're in the middle of a situation where they need help. And so if it weren't for that big day where we're talking about these stories and telling about what we do, the good things, then some of these families wouldn't know about us. And so we're grateful for that.
You bring up a good point, Drake, because you talk about CPS, you talk about schools, you talk about the state sort of connecting with you, but it doesn't take a third-party organization to reach out to you guys at Palmer Home. It can take someone who is just concerned. It can take someone who's within the situation. All it takes is someone reaching out and asking questions and sort of connecting. How do they do that? I know y'all have a referral process or referral page. If someone is listening to good things and it resonates and they didn't know that maybe there's somewhere they could call to sort of help with all that, what do you say to them, Drake?
Yeah, I always say, reach out and go to our website, because we do have a referral page. It's a place to start. There's an emergency number there if somebody wants to call. So they can go to palmerhome.org and they can, look it up on your phone, and it's right there. If you just type in Palmer Home, even, you'll be able to find us. But we do understand that when these things happen, it's typically unexpected. There may have been signals, from the outside looking in, that this was moving towards a situation that requires emergency response, requires us being prepared, like I said, on the weekend or the middle of the night to take in children. But when you're in the middle of that on the other side, you don't know what to do. So if somebody knows of a situation and wants to help a family, you can certainly direct them our way. And if there is somebody out there who has custody, it could be a grandparent. We work with grandparents all the time who have accepted custody or responsibility for the next generation. We work with mothers, fathers. We really care about, the whole family. The point is that if you need to just have a conversation about your situation, we will help you in every way possible. And I think that's one of the blessings for Mississippi, that Palmer Home is here to do that. And we certainly do have qualified people to have those conversations.
And we're going to have long conversations coming up July 11th for the 12th annual Palmer Home for Children Radiothon. Gosh, I've only been part of it. I always forget. It's either 8 or 9 years. I can't remember. I haven't been through all 12 of them. But I feel like, gosh, it's just incredible over the last 12 years how much has been raised, how much awareness. From your perspective, Drake, are you guys there at Palmer Home? What's it like over the last 12 years? Do you think each year, like, it can't get better than the last, and then we always seem to one-up ourselves? And so, there's a lot of fun and anticipation around Radiothon, even though it's not about the total number, but, it's also a lot of fun that day. We talk tough topics, right, but we also have a lot of fun.
I think that's, and I've said this before, and I think people have heard me say it, but for people who haven't heard about Palmer Home or even this particular day, Radiothon, this show is titled Good Things. And if you look out in the world today, you can give me a list of bad things. I know that. I see it, you see it. We all struggle with some of the things around us. But one of the things that for 130 years has been a truly good thing in the state of Mississippi is Palmer Home for Children. Long before I got here, and it'll be here long after I'm gone, Palmer Home is a good thing for Mississippi because it is helping so many families and so many children. So on Radiothon Day, when we raise that money and we do have fun and we prod each other to, reach into our pocket and find that $5 or just whatever someone chooses to give to us, what we're really saying is come on along with us and see that this is a good thing And I say, put your fingerprints on it. If we're going to figure out, who's been a part of this thing, we want good people involved with good things, and that's Palmer Home for Children.
And they can learn more coming up July the 11th. But if they want to learn more now, where do they go, Drake?
Yeah, I'll send them right back to the website, palmerhome.org. You'll see a lot about what we do, how we do it, and some of the stories. And then, like you said, on Radiothon Day, we're going to be talking a lot about how we do this. And we're so excited.
How we do that and how we get Rhino a haircut. This is Rhino's annual haircut.
Yeah, he's on a roll.
He's on a roll. So we'll see you soon, Drake. I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Rebecca. Always nice to see you.
All righty, you guys stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.